Howard Mackey.
Okay. Hello, Thursday Warriors on Wednesday. We haven't figured out that new name yet, so welcome to the Toddcast, podcasting live.
How about we call them the Wednesday Surfers after the Silver Surfer?
Maybe.
It's a tryout. It's a tryout.
Maybe.
Maybe the crew out there will give out a better nickname for them.
How about this? The Wednesday Wendigos.
I like that.
I like that a lot. So if anyone else has any other thoughts besides Wednesday Wendigos, throw it in the chat.
I'm trying to wait.
Which for some reason is not even showing up on my thing. Oh wait, there it is. Okay.
We're just talking into the void.
I'm like,
John.
Good Lord. Come on. So, this day, man, I tell you. This whole Wednesday thing is crazy. Like, it's weird, like, trying to get used to this, but it works.
We were so used to Thursdays that,
right?
Changing it up.
Right? All right, guys. So, coming up. Well, first off, Pittsburgh Mills is looking for some part-time help for weekends. If anyone is interested, please send your resume to the store or contact me directly. We'll see what we can do. Mostly Saturday, Sundays. That's what we're really looking for. And we're also looking for somebody in the warehouse. And the warehouse is in Elwood. So if you're not in Elwood or you're not near Elwood, don't think that we're going to pay you a ton of money to drive an hour to work. That's just not how it's going to work. Because it's just not like that. It's a lot of warehouse work, so it's going to suck. Not really. It actually isn't a lot of warehouse stuff, but it is going to be cold in the winter. It will be hot in the summer. It is warehouse stuff. But it won't be that bad. I promise. We'll take care of it.
No peeing in bottles like Amazon.
Oh yeah. We have an actual bathroom that works in the warehouse, and it is heated in the winter. Like the bathroom is, not the warehouse. So, but anyway, it'll be fun. So, what else we got coming up? Oh, we got pre-release weekend this weekend for Wilds of Eldraine. If you're a Magic guy, come check that out. Then we really don't have a lot going on. Oh, we have the Geek Flea Market is this weekend at Cranberry. There are like 7 or 8 people signed up for this thing. So,
wow.
If you want to come and shop random stuff, random nerdy goodness, it's going to be a good time.
I was going to say, where was this enthusiasm last one? When there was only like a handful of it.
Well, I think the last one is because it was like 105 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So this one, it's not too bad, but come and check it out. It's all day Sunday from noon to 5. It's gonna be a good time. I'll be there. I will probably buy some stuff myself because that's what I do. So, and after that though, I don't really think. The Mills or not the Mills. The Waterfront has an anniversary sale on the beginning of October. Oh, never mind. We have a lot of stuff. We have 2 more things. We have karaoke. Cosplay karaoke is next Tuesday.
Yes.
Come and check that out. The theme is old school. I promise afterwards we're going streaking. Then
but there's no promises not to get arrested.
The week after that, that following Wednesday, or 2 Wednesdays, 8 days after that, Tom Scioli will be at the Waterfront. He's doing a signing for his Stan Lee book. We have the Jack Kirby books are already there. You can pre-order one if you need to get one. We'll have it hardcover and softcover. He's gonna be there from 6 to 8 p.m. Pre-order your copy now and pick it up in the store and show up between 6 and 8 on I believe that's the 12th. If my memory serves, 12th or the 13th. It's whatever the Wednesday night is, from 6 to 8 p.m.
I think it's the 12th.
So it's gonna be a good time. All right.
Next week we will be busy after the old school because we're heading off to Baltimore. You and I.
Bro, we have a whole day of work and a podcast.
Yeah.
In between there, though. Like,
True.
don't rush yourself out the door. Come on, man.
It's prepping. It's getting ready to go. I'm prepping myself here. What was it? Last week. This is kind of the downer celebs here. We had 3 celebrities slash, people of note that passed away. We had Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Who passed away at 99 on the dot.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I loved seeing the meme someone put out. I don't know who started the meme, but it's a brilliant one of he got as close to 100 without going over. Which for you, Price is Right fans, that is spot on.
Yeah, buddy.
And then, unfortunately, we lost 2 pro wrestlers as well. We lost hardcore legend Terry Funk. I believe he was 79.
Yep.
And then the day after, this was the shocking one, is we lost I'm gonna use his wrestling name, Bray Wyatt, William Rotunda. That's his actual name, William Rotunda. It slipped my mind for a sec, but I grabbed it and I got it out there. Who I personally thought was brilliant, very creative dude. I actually came in the mail and I actually got one of his signature characters, the Fiend. Says, "Let me in." Hearts go out to his family. He left. Was it his? I don't know if his wife, partner, but he left 4 little ones, and that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
So,
also, we lost Arlene Sorkin, the voice of Harley Quinn. So, I mean,
it was a rough week last week.
Yeah, so. It's been really crazy. So, but
and she was what, 57? She was relatively young.
She was older than that. I think she was in her 60s.
67.
She might have been 67. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it sucks. So, go out and read something, or watch some animated series, or watch some old wrestling, or play some Price is Right. Or
I was gonna say I know for a fact WWE.
Watch some Billy Madison.
Doing that, yeah.
Or not Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. Price is Wrong, bitch.
Yep.
Like, it's my favorite Bob Barker moment.
Gotta be top 3 at least,
Right. All right, cool. Let's talk about some comics. So, I think this week I set it up where I will go first.
Okay. Are we doing honorable mentions?
I don't really have it. I mean, I could probably dig something out, but I didn't read anything besides my 3 this week so far.
Well, honorable mention to the Marvel number 1000. I thought that was a very nicely well put together book.
Nice.
So
I didn't get to look. I have it. I haven't read it yet. All right. Boom. My first book. This book is hilarious. Considering Gnort isn't even in here. Like, it is mostly like pinup covers, like swimsuit pinup covers from the past. Which it, like, the first one's like Wonder Woman 780 with a Scott Forbes cover. And then there's a Poison Ivy 13 with a Sweeney Boo cover. And then it starts as the first mini, which is by the Bendis, or not Bendis. Yeah. No. The hell's her name? Benson, the Benson sisters, who I've had the pleasure to meet. They are very, very awesome. Your wife would love them because they both love Oingo Boingo.
There you go.
So it's a very interesting one where it's like Black Canary, Vixen, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, and Huntress are like on Gotham City Beach. It used to be the Penguin's private beach, but then he, they kind of took it back from him, and you see that the Penguin is actually trying to use his henchmen to blow up some kind of underground pipeline, So of course all the super heroines jump to action. Vixen channels a shark. They get down in the water, and the Penguin is actually in like a full body suit, like the almost like a unitard type swimwear suit in a bubble with a top hat on, which is hilarious to me. They kind of beat up the guys. There's some really funny moments where, because Huntress was a lifeguard, like in the lifeguard booth, and she gets down and starts running, and there's 3 dudes in the beach, and they're like, dude, and she's in a red like Baywatch style suit, and she's like, shut it and run, citizens.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, there were some really like funny bad jokes in here. And then at one point, like they try to like they have the Penguin in custody, but he slips out of the suit, and Vixen's like, please don't tell me this man is naked. And he jumps out of the water at them. He's like, Vixen, Penguin is naked. And he's like, you're welcome. And it's awful. And then at the end, they she switches into Hunter switches into a purple outfit instead of a red suit. And they have saved the day. And then there's some more covers, including an awesome Supergirl or Action Comics 1046 art germ one that I loved. There's a really cool Harley one. There's a Nightwing 95 by Nicola Scott. And I'm like, yep, Nightwing still has the best ass in comics. There's 2 Action Comics 1056 ones by Otto Schmidt. One where Connor's kind of looking at Steel, and the other one where it's the same thing except Kara's blowing sand at Connor for doing so. Some more. There's an actual gatefold centerfold of Babs and Dick in it, which is really cool. And there's even like a centerfold story thing, like in Playboy, which I thought was a good touch. And it's all about Gnort, like it's actually about him, which is really funny. The second story is with Midnighter and Apollo by Steve Orlando, and they're they find out that there's a ship with a distress call, and Apollo, like they're both sitting on the beach ready to roll, and they're like, all right, well we gotta get out there because like Monsieur Mala, who is the ape from the talking ape from Doom Patrol, is trying to break into this boat to get the Brain, who's his lover. And Apollo or Midnighter says, never fought a great ape before. Apollo says, you going first or me? And Midnighter goes, please, Apollo. I always make sure you go first. And I'm like, oh man, that is such an adult joke in this.
Wow.
Because if people don't know, they're a couple. So then it's like this whole thing of like the talking ape trying to get to the Brain, and he's just sad because he wants to go by his lover. So they compromise and kind of imprison both of them in the ship, and it works out. And then there's just more covers at the end. There's a cool Deathstroke one. Again, these are all covers from the past.
So this sounds like very like Marvel did in the 90s with all the female superheroes.
Yeah. Except I don't think they actually had a lot of story in those. Like these actually have
those
a lot.
Were sheer.
This had 2 stories, and there's some really good cover work. This Batman Superman World's Finest 16 by Babs Tarr, though, is awesome because Bruce Wayne's chest hair makes the bat symbol. I was like, that's hilarious.
Babs has a unique sense of humor, so it
Right.
works.
Yeah. And then there's a Dog Days of Summer, which was last year, art by Francis Manipul, and I love it because Bat Cow's on it. And yeah, it was pretty much it. Like, it was just a lot of fun. It was like just a fun summer book, one shot to read. I give it a bowl of mixed fruit and
Ooh.
a black cup of coffee and a English muffin with jelly. There's
that's very
my
light
rating.
and summary.
Right?
Fits the theme.
Oh, Grant's watching. What's up, Grant?
Hello, sir.
What do you think of Wednesday Wendigos, Grant? That's what I want to know. Wednesday Wendigos. So, all right,
totally
you ready?
need to make that into a shirt now because I picture it.
Dude, Tim will be so mad because he wanted to get Thursday Warriors on a shirt, and I told him no. So,
but you know what we could do with that is the 181 homage, but instead of Wolverine in the front, we put Wolverine in the back, watching as the Wendigos there in the front.
Why not the X-Men Wendigo issue? Like, that's even better.
Oh, that's true. All right. Continuing with one of my most surprising series and probably the most fun I think I've read in a while is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter number 3. We left off where Raph and Chun-Li are captured and brought to Bison and Stockman. Then you see about the next few pages, they kind of fight amongst each other because Stockman's like, I told you not to involve the turtles in this. And Bison's like, I don't care because I'm the man, Meanwhile, the rest of the Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles follow a Bison henchman all over the place. As this was going on, Lee and Raph are fighting back with their hands like cuffed. They're doing some pretty nifty moves throughout this. I'm being very broad because I don't want to spoil this because this is a really awesome issue. Finally, Raph sacrifices himself to let Chun-Li get away. Things settle down after everything. The rest of the group are planning their attack because they know where they are. Raph is subdued, but things are settling down, and one of the captors that they've been kidnapping, one of the first, according to Bison and Stockman, gets free. And I'm going to leave you guys on a giant cliffhanger because I'm not going to tell you who that is. So, so if you want to find out, digitally read it or come into the shop and buy a copy. So,
right.
There you go.
What's your ranking?
I will give this like a solid 2 scrambled eggs, 3 pieces of bacon. It's a solid, fun issue. I'm not gonna, it is an above average issue. I'm enjoying the series, period. And it's just trucking along. There's no fluff in it. This is a lot of you get something out of every issue so far. And it's going by real quick because I think it's over after this one, which is weird. You're only getting a 4 issue, but
weird.
I think so. I'll have to look it up to see if it's 4 issues or 5 issues, but it's very, very short. So I'm enjoying this. So
all right. Boom. My next book, Ancient Enemies, First Responder. by Dan DiDio, which was interesting because I haven't seen a book by DiDio in a long time. And Mario Guevara did the art, and it's really good. So this
is
book,
Frank Miller Publications, right?
Yeah.
So
this book made me want to wear my Valiant shirt today because this story reminds me a whole lot of Exo Manowar. Like, it's like Exo Manowar meets, like, I don't even know. Like, it's like Exo Manowar meets Darkhawk kind of vibe, right? Because he's not a caveman, but this armor. So it starts off like, the dude wakes up and he's basically having like a split personality thing going on, and this alien is talking to him, and he's trying to get him to understand that he was a human, a fireman that got attacked by an alien. The alien then embedded himself into him and has made him a warrior for 20 years in space, and he hasn't really aged much. So you kind of get his backstory of like why he became a firefighter and all those memories kicking back. And then also you get to see like some of the parts where he was a space warrior, which were cool. The art in this book is just really good. It's very throwback to like good 80s, 90s art, which is what I like about it. In fact, it almost has like a bit of a like an early Image Spawn type look to some of the pages. So anyway, the one alien convinces him to go back and see his team. He goes to the firehouse. One of his team, his old captain's there, and he's like, "Holy crap, you're alive! Holy crap, you haven't aged! What's going on? This is crazy." So they have their talk. He takes his picture off the wall of fallen heroes. He first tries to go see his wife, who thinks he's dead, and then as he gets distracted by something else, he has to go back, and on his way back, like a building's on fire, so he goes down to help out with it. And apparently in the preview for the next issue, he can make his arms into like different weapons, so it's almost like Warrior a little bit too, like Guy Gardner Warrior. So I really like, I picked up this book like, okay, it's a Frank Miller like presents. They've been kind of hit or miss. Let me see. I was like, we'll see how this goes. And it actually turned out to be a really good book. So I'm gonna give it a stack of French toast with strawberries, syrup, and an orange juice. So with powdered sugar as well. Like I really dug it. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. For Frank Miller Publishing, it was definitely one of my favorites of them. So, all right.
Ultimate Invasion number 3. Well,
hold on, wait. Before you start. So is that regular Sunfire and regular Magic, or is that version's Sunfire and Magic?
That version's Sunfire. His costume's not that much different from 616.
That's why I was like, what the hell?
And its Magic is pretty much the same. And,
is that Nightcrawler on the bottom?
No, it is not.
Who is that?
That is Silver Samurai. That is a different Silver Samurai.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they streamlined this a lot better. Like Silver Samurai looks badass. Anyway,
I do love the bearded Colossus though. That's my favorite part of this cover.
We always enjoy Colossus for the beard, not metal with the rest of them.
Right.
I'm sure Tim will have a few things to say about that. Anyway, we start out and there's the funeral for Obadiah Stane, and Mr. Stark, of course, is talking to his son Tony, and they're, Tony's trying to figure out what was said to his father, and his father's like, "Look, you don't want any part of this. I will figure it out. You stay back." A little bit later, Mr. Stark meets up with several of the heroes from this dimension. You get the Hulk there, which actually I love this Hulk. He is super, like, it's like if Buddha was jacked and had the power to kick ass. This is what I'm taking from like this version of Hulk, and I kind of want a figure of him. So Marvel, get on making a figure for him, because I'm probably going to buy one. Anyway, you get to meet the Japanese mutants, which you see Sunfire, you see Silver Samurai here there, and I think you see, I forget who the other one is. I think it's Wolverine's love. I think that's who that is. They never like specify who she is, but that's my guess. You get the Russian mutants, which is basically Colossus, Magic, and Omega Red. You can tell who's who. You get to meet, it's not Captain Britain, but Captain France. Like, he's in the Captain Britain armor, but he's French. Because he's Lord knows, it's an interesting mashup. You also meet Ra and Kushnu. They're separate entities, but it's all the powers across the world here gathered. It's like the United Nations of this thing. The Maker greets them all, and they start making plans. And Stark is trying to figure everything out. Like, he's trying to figure out what's like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And what is your ulterior motive? And the Maker's like, good questions all. Here's my plan. And then skips later. You have another Stark father-son talk. And this one's like, Tony telling his dad, please be careful, and Stark's like, well, careful doesn't win you wars, because apparently he's getting fully involved in this. And then the Maker introduces Stark to Reed Richards, who is in Doom's mask. It's an interesting reveal there. And then the end of the book is a awesome reveal that I'm going to leave on a giant cliffhanger. This is my cliffhanger week, guys. So you're going to have to buy Ultimate Invasion #3 to find out who the ultimate person is in this. So Hickman is doing this again. I don't know how he comes up with these concepts, but I want to peer into this dude's brain and be like, dude, I have an imagination too, but I could never think up some of these wild and crazy things that he's putting out here. But I'm gonna give this 2 dippy eggs with sausage links, and give me some grits to add to that too. So
because you're in a different, because you're in a different universe where
we're gonna do ultimate. Yeah, we're gonna do an ultimate breakfast version of breakfast. How about that? But it's a solid book. You get a lot of context with this.
Oh shit.
For those who have been complaining about Marvel's story sucking, that may have been like last year. So far this year, we are getting some solid writing. The art may not be the most spectacular, but the writing is solid, and you guys are just going to have to, read them and find out,
Right.
Says whatever you think of Marvel and Disney, put it out of your mind and just enjoy the stories. That's my best advice to you.
Yeah, like wasn't it Stan Lee that said something like when somebody said where to start to read something, he said pick up a book and read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's where you start.
Yep.
Speaking of great starts, this book was fucking awesome. Like, I'm not even kidding. First off, I love Sean Murphy. So, so this book is called The Plot Holes, and it's a team of people. Okay. So it starts out with the team going and killing all these gray little bug-eyed aliens, and then coming back to or going to this other thing and then fighting some aliens and coming back. And that's where you really find out that this team, so they're all characters from books that every day they get a stack of books that pop into their HQ. Okay. All of these books are either digital prints or regular prints of books, but their job is to edit them so that they don't suck before they get published. So they go into each book, fix the plot holes, and then come out of the book.
Wow.
And publish the book so it's good. So, but the one guy gets hurt in the initial section where they're trying to land their ship. So something goes wrong and his electricity goes out and it starts jacking up the universe. So they have to get a new member for their team. So the lady at the top with the gun, her name's Ed for editor, right? So she's the team leader. And they go pick up the dude in the skull shirt. His name's Cliff. Cliff is a writer / artist for comics in a book, though, right? So this is where it gets really meta, right? And so while she's interviewing him, she's like, "What is this sword?" And he's like, "I don't know. Like, it's a sword." And she's like, "No, that's not good enough. Like, what is it? Tell me. You're a comic creator, right?" And he's like, "Okay." And he like starts talking about it, and he uses it to like throw like flames or lightning and shit off the end. And he's like, "Holy shit, what the hell?" So then the one alien thing comes and tries to attack them there. They get back to their main base. And they beat the team. So let me make sure I get all these guys right. All right, so the guy on the top of the pile with the orange jacket and the yellow hair, that's Johnny Manga. Johnny Manga is out of and like you get his backstory. It's really hilarious. He's like, it's like Robotech, but they're powered by cars that drift. Right? Yeah.
So it's like the Fast and Furious manga.
So it's like every manga trope ever put together. It's hilarious.
He looks like something out of One Piece. It's like, so that's
he looks like someone out of like, no, he looks more like a mix of like One Piece mixed with Akira. Like,
okay. Yeah.
So the girl to the left where she's drawing the sword, it's not actually a sword, it's a bow. Like
Donatello bow?
No, like a violin bow. Like, her name is La Razor, and she is a vampire, and she has a bow that the hairs on the bow are actually like a blade. So, right?
Okay.
Then
who's the blue tiger guy?
That guy's name is Roar, and he is a shapeshifter. And he he's a shapeshifter that got kicked out of his tribe for being gay.
Oh,
if I remember right, hold on. Yeah, denied knighthood because he's gay. And then the little guy on the very bottom in front of him, his name's Kevin. He is the description in and how he was decided to be drawn was Ugly Kid Joe meets Calvin. Calvin and Hobbes. And he looks
Joe.
like he's 8, but he's actually like 65 years old because he's the oldest literary character because he's from a comic strip, right?
Oh.
So like this whole thing is just fucking cool. But you find out like they have to keep publishing the books because if they don't, then it's gonna get to a point where it's like all of them will die. So they have a bunch of books that they have to publish. And like this whole thing is just so good, and it's so Sean Murphy, and it's so awkwardly meta.
Now, what is who's
love it.
this published under? Is this or his own independent?
Yeah, Massive. This is Massive Publishing, which I think is a subsidiary of Image. I think, but it might not be. Nope, Massive Publishing. So it's his own. Which is just awesome because it's Sean Murphy. Yeah. So this gets a full tremendous 12 for me with a black cup of coffee. Like it is full on lumberjack slam. It is awesome. Nice. This is the one book that I will probably be telling everybody to check out. Like if you like literary stuff and if you like things that are like meta jokes and stuff like that, it really is. It was hilarious, but also like serious, and it's drawn. It's drawn and written by Sean Murphy, so the interior is Sean Murphy. So if you liked Batman White Knight, you'll like this too. Yeah, it's a similar style. In fact, Ed kind of looks like old lady Harley. So
I was gonna say I could see a little bit of the Bruce Wayne ancestor in the writer there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and in Johnny manga, they keep making fun of him because they're like, "You're Asian, like why do you have such big like huge eyes like all the manga people do?" Like I was just like, "Oh my god, this is awful." And like but it's Kevin who's 65 saying it, and they're like, "You're such an old man." Like then they turn it around and they flip it as an old man joke. Like they're like, "Wow, you're such a fucking old man." Like it's so ridiculously meta that I love every second of it. I'm gonna get Mads to buy this because I think they'll love it because just for Johnny manga, or they'll find a new cosplay in Johnny manga.
Oh yeah.
So, and the descriptions of them in the back, like where they did the character design, it's just amazing. It's amazing.
You can see like the different like contributions throughout comics and those.
Yeah. All right. Your last book, which I love this cover, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is cool. This Weapon of Vengeance storyline. This is where the Hulk Thor last year. Mm-hmm. This is what this should have been. Mm. Like quick, fun, and hard hitting, and makes sense. It's I don't understand how they messed up Hulk and Thor, but they got Wolverine and Ghost Rider spot on.
Crazy.
It starts with a flashback to Bram and his keeper. They're on the run, but they have to quell Bram's demon so he doesn't act out. Now he's afraid of it, of course, and he's like, I don't want to do this. This feels bad. And she's like, well, we have to keep it down. They go to an old folks home. They pay a worker that they're like, okay, here's an Alzheimer's patient, no family, they're just here. Well, Bram kills you don't see the killing, but you see, he kills the Alzheimer's patient. It's a seriously messed up start to the book. It's really good though, because it follows the theme of this demon's evil. You got to put a stop to this thing. Flash forward to current events. Logan and Johnny are riding on the motorcycle. By the way, Logan's face is melting due to the flames of hell, and they're showing us like his face is like all messed up, and he's sitting there and he's complaining about. It's like they go from PA to Hell's Backbone, which is where the Weapons Plus program is. So they traveled across the U.S. in mere seconds.
And they started in Pennsylvania?
They started in Pennsylvania, and they beelined it. And Logan even says, like, next time I drive, this is bullshit.
Wow.
Typical Logan behavior. Meanwhile, Jeff Bannister is looking into the whole where did Bram come from, or the demon that Bram, it came from. But as he does this, he does that weird Keanu Reeves Constantine thing where all his little buddies die, for those who remember the movie. Like they're looking into the thing. So you see the flies coming out of his eyeballs, and you hear this dark going, you're looking into the abyss and the darkness, and you found it. And he ends up stabbing himself. He ends up dead. What? He dies in the book. Or this dark-haired girl, like straight out of Dragon, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, kicks open the door and revives him. And I guess she used to be former FBI and shit. They're like, okay, let's figure this out together. And she's like, I'll make sure nothing happens to you this time. Wow. Meanwhile, Wolverine and Johnny are in the Weapons Plus program. You see the head of the program is kind of a scientist slash Satanistic wizard dude. He's kind of a bit of both. And they put the helmet on, like you see the Weapon X helmet on both of them. They get knocked out. They get put into what you think is the old the slabs with the water in them, like when Wolverine was introduced to the weapons. Right. But instead of water, it's blood. So you're getting like this weird mix of science and magic in this book.
Okay.
They bring Bram in, who's now a young man, and they're like, will this, take care of this? Will this this torture will let me be? And the minister, of course, is like, yes, this will take care of it. He puts on the helmet, and they transfer the demon into Wolverine, which is what you get in this. You get Helverine.
Is that what they're calling him? Really?
That's what they're calling Helverine.
That's awesome.
Which is, badass. This is, I'm going to have to add this to get my Wolverine tattoo on my leg. Thanks, Marvel, for adding another Wolverine. I got to get tattooed on me.
Right. Do you have a Laura? Do you have a Laura Kinney, or is it only Logan's?
I will get a Laura Kinney for my stepdaughter. She's getting an Old Man Logan tattooed on her.
Does that mean you're also going to get a Honey Badger?
No, because I don't have another.
Because she's a clone of Laura?
Or but I don't have anybody else. Like, what? Maybe for my niece.
Come on.
I might get
but
that.
But it's Honey Badger.
I would have to get that for my niece, but my niece has to know who Honey Badger is.
Okay, fair.
And she's only 5, so she won't know who Honey Badger is for quite some time.
I'm sure we can remedy that.
We'll see. But that's like kind of the story ends there. They're trying to do the whole Wolverine, send out Wolverine to hunt for mutants. So this is again kind of the whole fall of X type, where it's, of course, let's kill all the mutants and be racist as can be. This was a solid book. It was all action. There was not a lot of filler in this at all. This is pretty much straightforward storytelling.
Good deal.
Not a lot of, BS. like I said, this is what Hulk and Thor should have been. I don't understand how they messed that up, but this they got perfect. I think the next issue is the last issue, if I'm not mistaken. So it's literally on 3 books and it's done. So cool. I give this, I want to say 2 eggs with some pepper jack for the hell. Maybe a Bloody Mary to drink.
Okay. Wow.
You know, we'll spice it up a little bit. We'll make it a little bit, you know, since it's the hell with Ghost Rider, you might as well go all in, you know.
Right.
Maybe some spicy Cajun potatoes.
Ooh.
There we go. How about that?
Spicy. All right. Well, those are the books for this week. Make sure you guys check them out at your local stores, whether it be an NDC or not. You know,
there were a lot of good books this
dude. Like I think I had 18 books in my pull this week.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Godzillas came out this week. There was so much that came out this week.
So the rest of my pull in no particular order. Doomsday Special. I did get the other 2 covers for Gnort, so because Power Girl, why not? Superboy, Man of Tomorrow, Ultimate Invasion, Miss Marvel, the new where she's a mutant.
Pick that one up. Yeah.
Moon Knight Annual, Marvel Age 1000, the Local Man Special, depending on which side you want to look at it. Captera #1, the new Chip Zdarsky book. Incredible Hulk 3, because I'm trying to catch up on that. Giant Size X-Men reprint and Arcade Kings #4. Nice. So tons of shit.
See, I didn't even mention Hulk this one. There were so many good books. It was like,
well, you mentioned him a lot talking about Wolverine, so I think
yeah, that's true.
You're fine. All right. So now we're gonna talk a little spoilery about Ahsoka. And then we will let you guys go. We are trying to keep these to around 55 minutes, mostly because I have to start having another meeting on Wednesday nights every other Wednesday. So starting next week. So this is going to be fun.
It's rough being the boss, guys.
I got a lot of shit going on, and I'm so sorry. So sorry to everybody. So I liked the first 2 episodes. I liked the first part better than the second part, and I think it's because I liked Filoni's directing more than I liked Seth Green's, because Filoni did the first one, Seth Green did the second one. I can't remember if it was you I talked to that I said this feels really Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes,
like it feels like that video game.
That.
And I don't know if it's just because I was playing that game at the time, or if it really was just that much vibing.
Yeah. I have to say the first episode felt very Indiana Jones-ish.
Okay.
With the temple, you know, that beginning of Raiders there, where it's going through and he's finding all the puzzle, and you know that I loved. That was great.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks now, guys. So if you've seen the first 2, we won't spoil the third one because it did just come out yesterday.
Yeah,
John hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say anything, but it's still pretty good. You do see a lot more of the dynamic between Sabine and Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was kind of actually a little bit mad about the dynamic. I was like, man, are they really gonna make Sabine like not like they kind of like made her a bit too aggressive from what I remember from what little bit of Rebels I watched, and I was like, I don't know, but by the end of the second episode, I was like, okay, we're cool, we're gonna be good. But I really liked it. I really thought it was well done. I want to see how they wrap it up, because then I'm like, so where was everybody during like episodes 4, 5, and 6? Because this takes place before that.
I
right?
think you're gonna figure out like that later on is you're gonna figure out I know in the third one you see a lot more of the government end of it, and it's very you see where it kind of connects with the Mandalorian, like because this happens around the same time as the Mandalorian. So
No, wait, sorry. This is actually after episode 6, right?
yes, this is after
Okay.
Skywalker like
Okay.
dismantles the Empire. This is
Right.
like 10 years after the Empire.
Right.
So
Okay. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how this plays out. I really enjoyed what I saw so far. Dave Filoni is very good at what he does.
yeah.
And go Pittsburgh. And that's pretty much how I feel. Like I would give the first 2 episodes like a 4.25 out of 5.
Yeah. I think
Like,
I think some of the hardcore Star Wars people, from what I've seen on YouTube, they're very like, oh, they did it again, and it's not what it's supposed to be, and it's they're gatekeeping hard on this. And I kind of chuckle, and I'm like, you guys are supposed to be an awesome community, but I was like, from what I've seen so far, it is a very, you guys are whiny. You guys are whiny.
I mean, they're no different than the comic book community. They're no different than the sporting community.
But
they're no different than anybody else.
I always had the thing of they were like a slightly higher class of nerd. You know,
no.
Apparently, my expectations are completely dashed by some of these people who are like, this is not the way they looked at Rebels. This is not the way they were, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, remember, Rebels, they were kids.
Right.
They were kids. These are the adult versions now. You don't think crap happened to them down the line that changed them a little bit?
Right.
You know, I'd like to point that out as this is years later. Things happen. You might want to not judge it. Like, I find this so far by far better than the Kenobi series.
I thought it was better paced than Kenobi.
Yes, it's a better pace.
But I will reserve full judgment to the end because Kenobi ended up being very, very good.
Yeah, but I think Kenobi was very slow. And it was
at the beginning, I definitely thought,
his first 2 or 3 episodes were, you're like, okay, when are we going to get to the good stuff? Because this is starting to get real annoying very quickly. This is completely different. This is, at least you're getting some emotional baggage and stuff.
Yeah,
but you're not making it an entire episode. You're making it maybe 10 minutes of that episode, and then the rest is, okay, I gotta do this.
Right.
This is happening. So it's getting in a better pace, and I applaud Disney and Filoni for not making the same mistake they did with Kenobi, where that was the case there. So so far so good. Wait till you see 3. You see a lot of cool things that you never saw in the other Star Wars universe movies or series. You see some stuff that you're going to be like, oh, that's badass. I will tell you that much, guys. So go and watch episode 3. I did that today as soon as I came home from work, and then I took a 2-hour nap. So I'm surprised my brain is still like functioning.
It's okay.
But yeah, it was solid. I don't know if anything else is coming. Oh, condolences to DC for another really bad movie. Wow.
What, Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle.
I haven't seen it. I all my friends who've seen it though said it was really good. But you also have to but they're like, but they also understand some of Latinx culture. Like, I guess if you have no idea how Latinx culture works when you get in there, you're gonna be lost for some of it. Yeah. But they said it did do very good justice to the character. And that's the part
that's a positive, but I think it's from
I think people
like,
just
the
don't
general-
care. I think
the
people are
general
just like,
gist-
whatever. We're waiting for the new James Gunn universe to come out. So,
Is
or
this
they're
part
just
supposed to be
superhero
part of the
movie now.
James Gunn universe, though?
I don't think
Is
so.
it supposed to be? Wasn't he involved a little bit in this?
I don't think so. I think this was done before he came along.
Well, I
But-
thought he had some input on where it was going to go, though.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I was gonna go see it last week, and then I ended up having to do a whole bunch of other stuff. I was gonna see it last week. Then I had to do a bunch of other stuff. Then I was gonna see it on Monday, and I had to go to Cranberry instead. So, which sucked. But all right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next week. Hopefully Wednesdays work out. At least Grant watches on Wednesday. And we'll work it out. I really like Wednesday Wendigos though. I think
I think
I like it.
We could totally make a Wendigo. We gotta get like Jim Rugg to do a Wendigo, and then Ed Pisker do like a hip hop T-shirt that says New Dimensions. He can wear it. What do you think about that collaboration? Not happening.
No, they would do it for their own podcast. Why would they do it for ours? So
Well, we like them. We promote them.
I know, but I'm just saying. Anyway, all right. Catch you guys later. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Keep reading.